Hello, my name is Jeff Kaufman, and I'm talking some about how I play chords on the mandolin. In most of my earlier videos, I was talking about how I played chords using just the two low strings. And then in my last video, I talked about how you can add in the two high strings to play more complicated chords that have a bit more high frequency. In this video, I'm going to talk about just playing one string for a different kind of timbre, just a different sound. Again, not something I do that much, but I do it for emphasis. So normally I might play, but instead I might, and this is especially something I do when I'm just droning on one chord, when I'm just going, when I'm just staying on one chord for a long time, I might instead want to do that a different way. So you can slide way up the neck, and you can play just one string. So for example, so I might play an A. So here's an A. This is on the 14th fret. So you can see you've got little markings for the 12th fret. If you slide up 2 from there, you've got the 14th fret. And I can just go. So I'm doing the same thing I did before, where I alternate between tonal and percussive. And I'm doing the same thing as before, where immediately after I play it, I relax it, instead of letting it hang out. Because if you keep it too strong, you get another effect which can be interesting to do. But I find that's too ringy for most of what I want to do. I much prefer the sound of like having sharp percussive, here is where the beat, I'm being very clear sounds, instead of like a more full sound. So I might play. Okay. And you can also, while you're doing this, you can fool around with just like throwing in some alternations to other notes. And which other notes make sense will depend on what key you're playing in. So what I would suggest for now is just like trying it on one note. And then just like seeing like, is this one good? Is this one good? Is this one good? Is this one good? And just trying it out and seeing what seems to fit what you're playing. And you can do it so quickly in passing that maybe my bandmates will tell you otherwise. But no one really notices. If you just like hit one note to try it out, and you're like, oh, that's not the right note for this tune. Let's try a different note. So, and that wasn't quite right. And so just there, one thing you heard, I struck one, and then incredibly quickly played the next one. Before I normally would hit it. So it's in one stroke, it's called a hammer-on. And it's a way of making a sound change even faster than you can play with your right hand by sort of desynchronizing your left hand and your right hand. Your left hand does something, your left hand is in one position, your right hand does something, and your left hand changes. So. So this is something that I'll do occasionally, maybe 1 or 2 times through a tune to sort of change the timbre, and it's just another thing I can do, and it's not just for A. I could play it in G, I could play it in whatever key I'm working in. Because it's only on the very lowest string, I have fewer options than I do when I can choose between this chord shape and this chord shape, because I just have one place to slide up and down. But it still works pretty well. Anyway, thank you. Okay, bye.